UFC Freedom 250 was absolute bonkers, with Ilia Topuria getting his first loss after round 4, Justin Gaethje becoming the legit UFC champion after so many years of this guy fighting for interim championship fights, which is ridiculous. And then Alex Pereira having a brutal loss, getting knocked out by Cyril Gane in round 2. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. Every single fight on this card ended in a finish, all knockouts. All right, and I feel like that's how it was set up, if we're being honest. The unpredictability of this sport just keeps getting more ridiculous. But we need to talk about the main event for a little bit. I mean, take a look at this, bro. Take a look at Ilia Topuria's face, bro. This guy was the #1 pound for pound fighter about a year ago. Of course, he's been going back and forth with Islam Makhachev, but look at this man's face. This man has been dominant in the UFC before meeting Justin Gaethje. I mean, round 1 was pretty good. Right from the beginning, I feel like the vibe of the fight was clear. Justin Gaethje was there to stand and trade, and he kept on instilling this game plan where he would like go for the takedowns, grab the legs, and then land with an uppercut. So right from round 1, Justin Gaethje started peppering Ilia Topuria with the jabs, kept on fighting at a distance, but anytime they got into the clinch, Justin Gaethje would land uppercuts, which was amazing to see. And I think about 3 minutes in round 1, Ilia's face already started bleeding. Don't get me wrong, Ilia kept on landing some good shots, all right? He was landing good shots. He was hitting Gaethje, but Gaethje was more consistent, and then started with the leg kicks and then the uppercuts. But there was a point in the fight that Ilia actually almost finished Gaethje. His punches were more powerful, honestly speaking, and the body shots just started adding up. Take a look at this sequence here. This is where Ilia Topuria went on going with the body shots. I think there was only so much Justin Gaethje could take, man. Just take a look at this. Pretty much dropped him to the ground. But Justin Gaethje was able to roll with it, and he would always pull back and throw back. There it is. Drops Justin Gaethje to the ground and then gets on top of him. Now, eventually, Ilia did get a full mount in that transition, and I'm not gonna lie, Ilia did display some good grappling in that transition. He went for a rear naked choke, he went for an armbar, went for different types of submissions, but Justin Gaethje is actually a good grappler, especially defensive wise, and he was able to defend everything. And I feel like that took the energy out of Topuria, and then it just started going downhill from there. By the time they got back on their feet, Justin Gaethje was still in that fight. I feel like after that transition, Ilia had given everything. But look at this transition right here, man. Look at Justin Gaethje landing a clean 1-2. And honestly speaking, this was like the summary of the fight, if we're being honest. Gaethje landing 1-2s, jabs, 1-2s, jabs. Take a look at this right here. Get 1-2. Drops Ilia Topuria. He didn't drop to the octagon, but he was dropped, man. And then got him in a choke right here. And Topuria was just tired, man. From this moment on, it just started getting worse. I mean, I've never seen Topuria like this. It was really fascinating. Justin Gaethje had a good game plan. After round 3, you know, they go to the corner. Ilia Topuria's face is absolutely swollen, right? And of course, the doctor has to step in and be like, yeah, you gotta point the 2 fingers, whatever they be doing. But it's so weird that Ilia Topuria actually failed the test, right? The eye test that they have to conduct in order to see if the fight should go on. But for some reason, the fight still went on. And mind you, during this test right here, this was an extra minute for Ilia Topuria, so he was actually recovering while they were testing. As you can see, the doctor said they can't go on. Ilia's like, no, and then more people come in. And, you know, hey, thank God that Matt Garner actually kept this fight going, because they actually should have stopped this fight. I'm not gonna lie, they should have stopped this fight. The doctor already said no. He clearly couldn't see, but he wanted to go out on his shield, which respect. But Ilia Topuria got his ass handed to him. Look at Justin Gaethje, man. The man was still fresh at this point of the fight. I mean, take a look at this clip right here. Ilia Topuria going to sit down. The man could barely stand up, needing help.
No. We finished the fight. No, we finished the fight. Looks like he's trying to knock it. And that'll do champion. Oh my goodness. Justin Gaethje with the ultimate career capstone at the Worlds. He retired on his stool.
I mean, the guy retired on his stool, man. Ilia Topuria retired on his stool. So obviously, it was a terrible loss. Look at him. He's covering his face. The guy's embarrassed. I mean, the guy showed complete confidence throughout this whole fight week. He had a whole big event the night before. You know, Ilia Topuria does this dinner where he throws an event and they have a celebration like he's a champion already. And he's always been confident, all right? I'm not trying to kick him while he's down, but seems like Icarus got too close in the sun, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. This was really bad. I feel like this whole time I've been saying Ilia Topuria doesn't want to fight Arman Tsarukyan, who was the legit contender for him, but you know, things played around and he ended up fighting Justin Gaethje. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But I don't know what's next for Ilia Topuria. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if he's gonna ever be the same. I'm not gonna lie. This is the same Justin Gaethje who destroyed Tony Ferguson. Of course, I'm not trying to compare Ilia Topuria to Tony Ferguson. Of course, they're two different types of fighters, but Tony Ferguson was a durable fighter before he fought Justin Gaethje, and he got destroyed. Look at Ilia Topuria's face, bro. He looks confused, looks battered, and this was just, I think this was right after round 1, I believe so. And in my opinion, I feel like this might be a career changer for him. I really do think so. I don't know if he can come back fully from that. How many fighters come back from Justin Gaethje battering your face like this? It doesn't happen that much. Shout out to Justin Gaethje, man. This was a legit win for him. I'm so happy he got this win, right? It's actually amazing that the American won the main event, even though it seemed like they were setting this fight card for it to be one-sided, right? I feel like that was the vibe they were trying to set. Look at that amazing that amazing backflip from Justin. Of course, that's his iconic celebration. So I'm so happy for Justin Gaethje, man. I mean, this guy has been fighting for interim lightweight championships for so long. I think this is his 3rd fight. He fought Khabib, lost, fought Charles Oliveira, lost, Dustin Poirier. You know, you say the name, Max Holloway, all that stuff. But for the first time, Justin Gaethje is the undisputed lightweight champion. And what makes this worse is the fact that even if this fight went to a decision, Justin Gaethje was winning this fair and square. Round 1, judges gave it to Justin Gaethje, 39-37. Round 2, 39-37. Round 3, 39-37. So Justin Gaethje beat Ilia Topuria fair and square. No fluke, no excuses. Justin Gaethje defeated Ilia Topuria, pulling off one of the biggest upsets in combat sports history. Speaking of upsets, man, Alex Pereira got absolutely destroyed by Cyril Gane. I mean, this heavyweight experiment didn't go well. Look at Alex Pereira's face, man. Got absolutely destroyed. I mean, this fight, the story was written right away, all right? Before going into this fight, obviously, the analysis was, man, is Alex Pereira going to be as strong at heavyweight, as fast as he is? He's never been known as this super fast fighter, but Cyril Gane is that bouncy guy, fast, flexible, always moving around. And obviously that was always going to be the problem, right? Alex Pereira looked good, looked like he bulked up well for heavyweight, but that shit did not mean anything, man. Pereira could barely get his flow going. Of course, it's not a Cyril Gane win without some illegal shots, right? Everybody was like, yeah, this guy's probably gonna poke Pereira again. But hey, he got a knockout, man. But take a look at this sequence. Let's see if those back of the head shots, I think he landed a lot, maybe not everything, but take a look at this right here. Okay. Takes him to the ground. 1, 2. Those ones at the side of the head. Still the side. Okay, now back of the heads, back of the head, back of the head. Cyril Gane is a cheat, man. The guy's a dirty fighter. But man, he beat the brakes out of Pereira, man. Pereira couldn't come back from that. Took so many back of the head headshots. Some were legit. And that's how he always does. Right? That's how Cyril Gane always does. He always does it in a method where he sneaks in legit shots with back of the head shots. So you can't even tell the difference. Unfortunately, man. But man, look at this transition right here. All right, 1, 2. Nice jab. All right, that's the one that dropped him. And then the ground and pound. But this was the finishing sequence right here. 1, 2, 4. Yeah, there was nothing to do, man. Gane cheated for sure, back of the head shots, all that stuff, but at least in the finishing sequence, it was a standing TKO, and Cyril Gane is the interim heavyweight champion, which is really interesting, man. Now I'm actually more interested to see the rematch between Cyril Gane and Tom Aspinall, and I might be picking Gane, man. I might be picking Gane. Gane keeps looking better, right? He keeps cheating better. He's not as blatant with his cheating. Everybody was looking for those eye pokes. Oh, he's gonna poke Pereira again. Nah, he's not gonna poke Pereira, but he will get those back of the head shots. Go. I've already broken this down before. Cyril Gane is a serial cheat. The man loves cheating. Back of the head shots, groin shots, eye pokes. I broke that down in a separate video. I'm gonna link it to this. You can check that out after this video. But yeah, 2 upsets, man. Cyril Gane destroying Alex Pereira, Justin Gaethje destroying Ilia Topuria. Crazy upsets, man, which is crazy. I thought Strickland versus Hamza Chimaev was gonna be the biggest upset this year, but it turns out it could get worse, man. But let's quickly check out the rest of the card, man. Sean O'Malley getting a nice knockout against Imran Zahabi. Zahabi had no chance in this fight. I talked about how I feel like the theme of this card was setting up one-sided fights to guarantee a finish. That was the theme, honestly speaking. Sean O'Malley destroys Zahabi. Zahabi stood no chance. He was too quick for him, too elite in the striking range, and Zahabi couldn't land any takedown. Good win for O'Malley, man. Good win. He looked good, right? I'm not taking anything away from him. That was a very, very nice performance from O'Malley. Josh Hokit defeating Derek Lewis, knocking him out in round 2. Josh Hokit is a legit fighter, man, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a biggest fan of his antics, especially what he said at the end of the fight. I feel like he kind of ruined the vibe of the whole thing. But good performance. Derek Lewis needs to retire. He can't keep coming into the octagon and just quit it right after getting hit. That's what he's been doing. But Hokit took him out of there in round 2. Mauricio Wufi having a nice performance against Michael Chandler. The guy was too quick, too slick, landed the combinations that took Chandler out. Chandler needs to retire, man. Speaking of retirement, Chandler, Derek Lewis, they need to call that shit quits. Bo Nickel destroying Kyle Dawkins in round 1, getting a nice knockout with a 1-2 combo. That was a good fight, man. Good performance from Bo Nickel. You would think he would win with a submission. He instilled the grappling, of course. He displayed his main skill, but he actually ended it in a nicer way, getting another knockout in the UFC. Looks like Bo Nickel is cleaning things up a little bit. I was like, man, this guy should not get another fraud check, but that was a good performance from Bo Nickel. And then the first fight, Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia. Steve Garcia was actually winning this fight, man. He was, man. He was landing jabs, keeping the distance. He rocked Diego Lopez a little bit in round 1. But, man, when the fight became chaotic, Diego Lopez always wins in chaos. The same thing that happened with Jean Silva, right? Once you get into that pocket with Lopez, you're probably going to get put out. And that's what happened, man. The experience played in, and Diego Lopez put him out. But overall, great card, man. Amazing card. This was a good card. I'll give it a 9 out of 10, especially with the fact that the 2 upsets happened, man. 2 upsets. Ilia Topuria and Alex Pereira. These 2 guys have been going back and forth of the fighter of the year for the past, 2 or 3 years. But here we are, both guys losing in a brutal manner on the same card. But let me know what you think in the comments, man. Let me know what you think happens with Alex Pereira. Do you think he should stay at heavyweight? I think he said he was going to go back down. I'm not sure. Do you think Ilia Topuria will come back from this brutal loss? Let me know what you think, man. Don't forget to like this video if you liked the video. All right, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys on the next one.